Hey folks, what's going on? This is Wilson. Thank you guys for tuning in. And in this episode, I will give you guys a quick recap of what happened in the UFC fight today and kind of give my insights and my breakdown as usual, what I think could have been done better. Um, so, today's fight, there wasn't that many action. I wouldn't say this was an action packed fight. Um, the main card, especially with Valentina versus Carmouche, it was a bit slow and it got the crowd kind of booing the entire time because the lack of action, especially in the later rounds. People were joking around how they end up taking a nap. Um, they woke up at the very end, and then Valentina put together a pretty dance afterwards. But the champ remained the champ in that final fight. Valentina did score the win as predicted by most people. As the series, the entire event as a whole, I would say that there weren't really any fights that stood out to me except for the Mike Perry fight. I think that was amazing because with Mike Perry, it was a very close battle and he fought to it towards the very end and survived it like a warrior. Mike Perry did lose, and he did injure his nose that requires surgery. But the latest update a couple hours ago was that um, he went through surgery and he's okay right now. But he did lose by 1 point, but that was like the highlight of the entire event. That was an intense fight, especially the last couple of moments where his opponent was squeezing blood out of his nose while having him on the ground. But you know, let's just mainly focus on the main fight between Valentina and Carmouche. Um, the 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 two fight the fight between Valentina and Carmouche, I felt that there definitely needed to be more action. I expected a lot more, just like everyone else. Will I say that the fight was so boring to the point where I would be booing like the audience? Absolutely not. But the the first two rounds was quite boring, to be honest. There wasn't any action. Both fighters were trying to figure out their distance. But it really takes somebody who is experienced in the sport of MMA, in combat sports, to understand what the two individuals are doing and to kind of appreciate the fight. So I don't blame the average viewer or the average consumer or the average audience that's watching the fight and felt it was boring because of no action. Both parties were trying to figure out their distance. Um, Valentina being a Muay Thai background, she fights that type of style. She's like a little stalker style. And the entire 5 rounds, she fought like a Muay Thai stalker. Stance was firm, not jumping around. Whereas Carmouche, on the other hand, kept jumping in, jumping out, and that watching that actually annoyed me a lot because what happens is when you do a lot of in and outs, you can jump in and then you can try to attempt a couple like jabs, combination kicks or whatever, and then you jump right back out. The problem with that is that you lose your range right away, right? And Valentina did a really good job taking advantage of that. And each time she would jump in and try to attack Valentina would just come with like a 1-2 jab combo and a low kick. So there was a lot of harassing and just stalking going back and forth. Valentina did an excellent job with takedown submissions. You gotta remember, Carmouche is she's a little bit older. She's like 35 years old and she's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and she actually specializes in a type of jiu-jitsu where they're really good when they get in a certain mount position, when they're on the back. So the thing is that each time she tried to go for a takedown, it was most of the time it was unsuccessful because Valentina had just super great focus and pretty much takedown um, defense. So Valentina did a really great job, and her Muay Thai background showed it right there. I was expecting a lot more action with elbows, knees, which is what she's known for. She's known for catching knees. She's known for throwing knees and then coming with elbows. Or when she has you on top, side control on the ground, she's really good with pounding you with those elbows. But I didn't see any of that. Matter of fact, the only thing that happened during those exchanges was a couple back fists that landed. And for those people who said that there wasn't enough action that doesn't understand the combat arts, it's actually really kind of difficult and to be in Carmouche's position because each time she attempted a takedown, she will get like back fist or she'll get knocked. So as a fighter, when you're in the ring and you're kind of like unfocused, you don't want to approach, right? So you just keep jumping to relax and try to figure things out. Whereas Valentina, on the other hand, was very steady, moving forward at all times, not getting caught up, and just very, very focused. And that's probably what allowed her to land those shots and gain those points. Remember, this combat sports. If you don't knock out your opponent or you don't get those ground game submissions, you at least want your points. So um, I would have preferred to see more action. And what I think Carmouche could have done a lot better is definitely stop hopping around. You're not a bunny, and you got to remember your specialty is to close the distance or go for the takedown. Try to push Valentina, be more aggressive than her, fill the gap, take her to the ground, and then do your ground and pound, do your submission because your jiu-jitsu background and your striking background and your shorter range is what is going to win you the fight or at least gain you enough points. But she did not do any of that. She was more like a bunny, hopping back and forth, side to side, and was rather scared most of the time in the entire fight. She kind of panicked and just wasn't focused like Valentina. So, um, moving forward, I still think that both parties put up a pretty good fight. Um, and watching Valentina fight, I know that she improved a lot. Like her reading skills in the cage right now is outstanding. Definitely on one of my top watch lists for female fighters coming up. And then definitely based on the rumors, they say that there will be a rematch between her and Amanda Nunes. I'm definitely looking forward to that because I think right now she's much more prepared. Just seeing how focused she was, how steady she was, how good she was with the takedown defense, and how well she was able to counter. Um, with a little bit more training, I think if she does fight Amanda Nunes in the future for the rematch, it will be a very exciting and entertaining fight, and that one will be just fantastic because there will be a lot more exchanges, a lot more aggressiveness, and it will be a striking game, which is something that I love to watch. So that was my brief breakdown. Both parties did pretty well. Champ remains the champ. Um, and I just love seeing that improvement. By the way, another point I just want to bring up real quick is that uh, even though she had Valentina had really good takedown defense when she was on the ground, she just knew how to get in the correct position and had really amazing side control. So she improved her jiu-jitsu game like no tomorrow. Coming from a family of fighters, her mom being like some sort of head of Muay Thai association, as well as her sister being a fighter, you know, all this training pay off. All her hard work pays off. And when you improve your ground game as well as your striking game, I'm definitely looking forward to all of her fights, not just a rematch with Amanda Nunes. Well, that's my recap of what happened in UFC today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at iswilson8, and I'll see you guys in the next one.